If someone has a knife at your throat from behind, you're already in the kill zone. One wrong move and it's over. But today, I'm going to teach you a quick and effective way to get out of this deadly situation. Let's check it out. Two things. Always train with a training knife. Never use a real blade when performing knife defense techniques. Number two, always remember that you only apply a knife disarm if you have no other choice. If he wants your possessions, if he wants your car, if he wants to insult you, let him have it. The only time you try to disarm this is if you have no other choice and your life is on the line. Remember that. Before I teach you the specific techniques against being held up at knife point from behind, I'm going to call Tommy out. We're going to see how he does. He has no experience in dealing with this type of scenario, but again, let's see how he does. Tommy, come on out. Okay, so one of the things people will say is, how come you were not aware that someone approached you from behind and put a knife to your throat? It happens. Self-defense is fluid, and again, everything is unpredictable in the real world. So let's just say we catch Tommy off guard from behind. Tommy's get a little bit closer to the camera. Okay, I'm gonna hold him up at knife point. I'm gonna grab his arm here. The blade's firmly against the side of his throat. Tommy, why don't you explain to us what you would do?
My thought process is the first thing I would do is I would grab this wrist and I would pull down and get to a grip, the V grip, and then be able to turn and start fighting and engaging with headbutts and knee strikes.
Okay, so you would definitely engage in controlling the actual arm holding the knife.
That's my thought, yes. I would want to get control of the knife.
Okay, excellent. So now I'm going to show you how I would handle this. He brings it to the throat. First thing we want to do is we want to raise our hands up. We've got to raise our hands up to the height of where the blade is, okay? So we kind of shrug our shoulders, bring the hands up, and we want to have some sort of dialogue going on. Thanks, Tommy. Just hold back for a second. So again, it's really important to get that cognitive delay, or what I call a pattern interrupt. I always talk about this, how you want to communicate, ask a question, and in that brief moment in time, you only have a really small window to react when he's processing the question. So now this could be a hostage situation that he's holding up you up at knife point. It could be a situation where he's actually going to abduct you. He holds it against your throat and he starts backing you into maybe a van or some building, or who knows. Again, combat is dynamic. So Tommy, hold me up again. Against the throat, the hands come up. Now in the course of dialogue, I'm going to show you the technique first and then I'll show you how the dialogue comes into play. First, what we want to do is the hands come up. What we want to do in a fluid motion is we want to actually control, bring two on one. We're going to control the wrist area and we're going to tuck our chin down. Very, very important. Now we tuck our chin down. This is in case, for example, I misjudge the grip. Tommy decides to slash. He'll slash the side of the jaw. He's not going to get to the jugular. So it's going to be a horrendous scar, tremendous amount of bleeding. But again, we're not going to be DOA. So shoulders come up, hands come up to the height of where the knife is. Now, as I bring 2 to 1 on this wrist, it's critical that we tuck the chin down and we bring the shoulder upward. So when I come down, the shoulder is at an angle. So it looks like, move that side, Tommy. The shoulder comes up. This creates a wider gap between the knife and your throat. Okay. From this position here, we have to go under the arm. Now what we're going to do is we can't give up control here. Now, you can take this hand and grab the actual fist if you'd like. Now, it depends on the energy. So Tommy, start pulling upwards to my throat. Again, you may even have to bring your hand on the inside. Tommy, try to slit my throat. There's no way he's going to be able to do that here. Now, some of you are going to say, well, he can transfer, Tommy, grab the knife with this hand. He can transfer the knife to the other hand. You have to understand, this is a moment in time. It's going to be happening within split second. So the idea that he'll take the knife and he'll bring it to the hand, not going to happen, folks, because we're talking about real world combat. So from this position here, we have to duck under the arm. As we bring it under, we reinforce the grip. We have 2 hands. Now look at the position. I've changed it because I'm now going to use this knife against him. From this position here, we're going to pump the blade repeatedly into the stomach. Now he's going to be backing out from this, and I'm going to be following him in the process of doing this. So it's really important. Your hand, Tom, bring it here. Your hand positioning does change. Sometimes it'll go from here Sometimes in the course of the struggle, it may come here. Sometimes it may change to here. It's critical that you are able to adapt to the energy and the positioning of the knife as this unfolds. And all of this ties into what I'm constantly beating into your head over and over again. You have to train your forearms. You have to train your grip strength. This is combat. And this is the only thing that's your lifeline when you're in a real struggle. So Tommy, bring it here. This is grip, guys. This is forearm strength. This is hand strength. This is critical to surviving any close quarter combat situation. If you're not in the gym working your forearms, if you're not in the gym working your hand grip, you're at a clear disadvantage in a real combat situation. Hey, we're about to get back into the video, but let me ask you something. Do you want to legitimately accelerate your self-defense skills? And are you sick of clickbait videos teaching absolute garbage? Or tired of being misled by unqualified wannabe experts who have zero credibility or experience? If the answer is yes, now is the time to join my War Machine memberships. As a member, you're going to get exclusive access to in-depth training videos, exclusive full-feature video content, downloadable training PDFs, and direct insights you're not going to find anywhere else. Plus, you're going to have direct access to me in the comments section of all my videos. So if you have questions, you're going to get real, detailed answers from me and not some random keyboard warrior. So if you're serious about mastering real-world combat skills, hit the join button below and start training like a true war machine. Now, let's get back to the lesson. Okay, by the numbers, Tommy's going to hold me up from behind and see how we do. Okay, shoulders come up, hands come up to the height of the knife. Okay, dude, what do you want, man?
We're gonna take a walk.
Listen, I'm not gonna fight. I'm not gonna resist.
Come on,
Where
to the alley.
are we get? Where's the alley?
Yeah.
Okay, there's my moment. Okay, now my chin, of course, would be tucked down when I do this, but I have to communicate to you guys on the video. So from here, again, the shoulder. Tommy, bring the arm out. The shoulder is at an angle. Chin is tucked down. I have my two hands on his one. From this position here, there is going to be a massive struggle. Make sure you lower your base. As this occurs, I'm going to readjust my grip here, and I'm now going to bring my head from under his arm. Now we have this arm is bent approximately at a right angle. This actually functions as a hinge, and I'm going to basically drive this in repeatedly into vital target areas. Now there are some instructors that say you can bite, where you can actually bite into the forearm in the course of the struggle. Well, let's talk about that. First of all, if he's wearing a coat, a jacket, he's not going to feel that bite. Now this is coming from someone who created Savage Street Fighting, which is an entire combat methodology based on tactical biting. And I'm the one who's telling you right here that biting into the forearm, it could apply in very limited circumstances, and it's only going to buy you a split second of time. So you guys who look at the video and say, oh, I would just bite down, you're probably not going to be able to bite down because first of all, it's going to be such a violent struggle between you and the individual, and you're not going to have that time to bite down. And then you've got to be certain that it's not in the winter months where people are wearing down jackets, coats, blazers, whatever it is. You have to understand that there are limitations to biting in this circumstance. Okay, it's important to also mention that in a real situation, when someone holds you up at knife point from behind, be it a hostage situation or an abduction, Tommy, bring it up, it's not always going to be placed against the jugular. Sometimes in the course of dialogue or movement, if Tommy's moving me to another location, he may actually point with the blade. So Tommy point with the blade. So they're going to be windows of opportunity. Again, I'm teaching you where it's worst case scenario. It's right against the side of your throat, okay? One slight twist and it's over. So understand, I'm teaching you how to get out of something like this, which is horrible. But sometimes in the course of the dialogue, Tommy may point the knife forward to tell me which direction to go. He may point it at a bystander. And these are windows of opportunity where you can take advantage of. So when you're training with a partner, practice different scenarios with a position against the throat, outside the throat, pointing forward, bringing back. Again, this is how you become prepared. Just do a couple more times, Tommy. What is it you want, man?
I want your money.
I could give you my money.
Let's
If you let me,
take a walk.
where are we
Let's go.
going? Remember, when a knife is at your throat, hesitation can get you killed. But the right knowledge applied with precision and timing can turn the tables in an instant. Stay sharp, train like your life depends on it, because one day it just might. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you at the next video.